Hello, everybody, and welcome to A Day to Be Me with your host, Callie Cox.
Hi, I'm Sarah Callie Cox. You guys will know me by Sarah Cox.
And today, I'm Christopher Clayton, and
This is Alex Hodge.
Evan Gallinger.
Andy Reamer.
today we will be talking about various topics that you guys might find that will make your day or break it, depending on how you
Mm-hmm.
look on it.
Mhm.
It's all
Yep.
about the brain today.
Mm-hmm.
Today we will be reading upon the. Today we're going to be looking at the book. What's
It's my self-published book. You'll find it under the author name Sarah Cox.
on
My book is
Amazon?
called A Guide to Self-Improvement and Self-Growth.
And you can find it on Amazon, Kindle Fire, and uh, paperback
Uh, on the Amazon store,
on the Amazon store and Kindle Books,
Kindle store.
the Kindle store, exactly. So we shall also be talking. Today's just kind of an introductory day. We shall be introducing ourselves and our backgrounds, just basically how we got all into psychology.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that Callie, do you want to go first? Then I'll go second.
Sure. I'm Callie, or as my first name, Sarah Cox, but my friends call me Callie. My background is I have been going through quite a few things in my life. I have gone through suicide attempts. I've gone through self harm. I've gone through depression, anxiety. I also have Asperger's, which is a form of autism. I'm very high functioning. I have had a very difficult journey through life, going in and out of psychiatric units, and I have a lot of experience in the psychology category, which is what I use to promote my books and to .wordpress.com.
Okay. Um, I'll go next, and then you, Alex, will go,
Mm-hmm.
and then
All
we'll
right.
just go the same order that we went for the intro.
Okay.
Hel- Hello, my name is Christopher Clayton. I am 21 years old, and I was formally diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. I've also been through psychiatric units and so on and so forth between uh, prior arrests that charges have been expunged for, and
Mm-hmm.
and I've been into this sort of thing, you know, since Callie introduced me to it, which has been a long time ago. So, um, and then yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex Hodge, and with my background, I have been through very much some similar experience to what my friends have as well. I was diagnosed with the on the autism spectrum when I was about 4 or 5 years old. But now, um, what's really cool about the diagnosis is that, and the things that we went through is that we have a unique insight into struggle,
Mm-hmm.
and into how to get out of that, like how to. We have a level of adversity that I think people need to hear about, and they need to hopefully help them with their adversities in life. So the goal of this channel, of this podcast, is to provide a blueprint, since we've gone through experiences, and look at how Callie and Chris has come out of this, on the other side of this,
Mm-hmm.
and a blueprint to how, and ways to detach and get our lives together. And as I have, I've been through Epworth, the pills. I used to weigh 310 pounds when I was in college, and I'm 27 years old now. And as you can see, I've taken the discipline to gain my freedoms and overcoming that level of adversity with my diagnosis. By the way, diagnoses are a medical opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean they're forever. So my hope with the channel is, and with Callie's creation of this, is to help people understand and get that what they were before is not who they are now. Like the Buddhists, and like with a lot of what people talk, like different preachers and whatever, like it was talked about before. The past of the past. We prepare or perform in the present and prepare for the future.
Okay, Kev, your turn.
Mine's gonna go here. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia, and I also suffer social anorexia and other stuff like, and also rare blood disorder.
So Kev has, yes, as you said, been diagnosed with schizophrenia, anxiety. He also has a form of autism. I believe
Yeah,
he's
Asperger's.
Asperger's, high functioning. Me and him have been friends for 6 years now, and I'm kind of taking over for him right now, so that he can
Yeah.
get used to doing podcasts since he's never done this kind of thing before.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the introduction to him. He is very well versed in experiences and how to overcome them, just like the rest of us are. Andy?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm Andy Reamer. Unlike my compatriots here, I myself don't have any diagnoses. However, I hold a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in criminal justice focused on forensic psychology. I have worked in social services for just over a decade. My most recent foray into it has been as a behavior consultant. Right now, I am teaching criminal justice at a local community college. Help from places like Epworth or Michiana Behavioral. I have assisted many clients with living their daily lives, learning how to do things that a neurotypical person would probably take for granted, things like going to the grocery store, paying bills, finding places to live, shopping for cars, clothing, uh, anything that an average neurotypical person would do. That's what I would help others that are not neurotypical do. Um, I've built my career starting at Oaklawn, and I moved into therapeutic foster care from there. I've spent time helping low income youth and impoverished youth in the Virgin Islands for a few years. Moving back up here, that's when I got involved with Medicaid waiver after having, uh, Medicaid waiver after following addictions counseling. So I've pretty much run the gamut uh, throughout social services, at least in this area, as far as I can go without having an LCSW license or an MSW license.
May I add something regarding to
Mm-hmm.
our introduction? Um, the links to my book, my paperback, and my Kindle, and also the link to my blog will be in the description.
Yes.
Right on.
So, um,
Yeah.
today I would also like to make note that we will be the purpose of this channel is essentially just to, you know, provide some good insight as to how disabilities work, um, how it affects the brain, the body, and how you resolve some of those issues that you've been going through and uh, just so you guys can sort it out yourselves. We give you the
Yeah,
tools.
we are also promoting self growth and self improvement in all different types of ways, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, just all types of self help, mental help. We cover all different types of topics.
Yeah. So, if you guys are at all interested in buying one of our self help books, I would highly advise doing so. My friend Callie will give me the description or the link, and I will put it in the description down below. So,
Mm-hmm.
anything else we should cover before we, kind of.
Well, let's go ahead and discuss the future podcasts and topics that we'll
Absolutely,
be talking about.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, Callie, I'm actually gonna give this one to you because you're the one who's really hosting this thing, and I really want to kind of hear what you have planned for this podcast.
Okay, so we are going to dedicate a lot of our podcast talking about the articles that I post on a daytomeme.wordpress.com, which is my personal blog, that is linked through our group. I run it. I do everything on that site. But we are going to be discussing articles on there that have been posted. We're going to be discussing different types of materials we're going to focus on definitely with disabilities and self-help, self-growth. I think for the next podcast that we do, we're going to be talking more about disabilities and how it's what was it you said about disabilities being an opinion? Go ahead and read
Yes.
that.
So what I meant, let me elaborate on that. So what I meant by that is that the disability, it's a medical opinion. So, like, but it's as human beings, we're able to transcend ourselves into increment. Freedom. So I think a good one would be for maybe the next or maybe the next few or
Yeah.
whichever one we talk about is a relationship between the disciplines and the freedoms to do what we want to do and how we want to grow into who we want to be, because everybody has an ideal self. Everybody has a version of themselves that, oh my god, I want to be that guy, like,
a better version.
Yeah.
We are going to also post a link in the next few videos, my article of the relationship between what was it? The relationship between
the relationship between discipline and freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right on. And for those of you who may have listened, you may have heard this before, this phrase between discipline equals freedom from Jocko Willink. And he has a couple books out too about the dichotomies of leadership and discipline equals freedom, extreme ownership as well. And Jocko Willink has been an inspiration of mine. And I think this idea to start a podcast and how this ties into, I think what he kind of glosses over the disabilities. I think a lot of these podcasts, they gloss over what it's like to have a disability and yet be able to overcome and do the things that we are able to do now, and as we've strived to become the best versions of ourselves. So the relationship between discipline and freedom, I was inspired by that from Jocko Willink and his podcasts. So, and I look forward to Callie, and we're talking about we're taking our own spin on the discipline equals freedom and how that could tie into overcoming a disability.
Absolutely.
Yep. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think we should go over what we want to see for the channel or for the podcast. And, just like, like Alex just said, with his stuff.
Can I go first?
Go ahead,
Mhm.
Callie.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to see this podcast grow and reach hundreds of thousands of people. I want to see it grow and grow and grow, progress every day. I want to be able to help people in realizing their own personal strength. I want this to motivate people to go out there and be the best versions of themselves they can be.
When this thing does grow, be prepared to answer some questions. We might even get a podcast on here eventually where people have questions for us. We'll get to pick
Absolutely.
what questions we get to answer on the podcast as
Yes,
well.
and
And
we'll
Sometimes-
also
Yeah.
Yeah.
guest stars will definitely be a thing.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, can I go?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially, what I want to see for this channel is, like Callie said, I want to see it thrive. But not only that, I want to be able to help outreach to people that need our help. That want to say, "Hey, there's a problem, help me." You know.
Let me add to that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone who is struggling with suicidal thoughts or self-harm thoughts and stuff like that, do not hesitate to reach out. At least one of us will be able to get to you right away and help you out and talk you through things.
Yes.
If you have an emergency, call 911. Yeah.
Or call the suicide hotline. So hold on.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fine.
We will be posting the suicide hotline link number in the description too.
Yep.
Right on.
And I wasn't 100% done.
Mhm.
With this, I don't want to see it fail, but I'm saying a good buddy of mine once told me, you can't have success without failure, and even if we drop down to nothing, we still got each other, and that's what I really look forward to. So, Alex, you're next.
Even if we drop down to nothing, we're still going to continue this and keep regrowing.
I'm glad you said that, Callie, because what ideally, and again, we all have an ideal here that we're striving for. So the ideal for this channel is I love seeing this. I love seeing the passion and the work that is going into this. And the results will come in and of themselves. So the results are a cool byproduct. But the work that we're doing here is enough for its own sake. Like what we're doing here is right on. So the results will come in and of themselves. So this is not going to fail. So we're going to keep working. One of the ways that I've looked at it is when I worked out, and when I job searched and worked out, was the rep until failure, and the failures became less and less often the more I worked at it. So like now, I think the more we get into this, then the less, then the more we're gonna get some results. Like work equals results eventually. Like eventually the work equals the results, and having we may have the freedom to basically take in the direction where we want it to go. Callie, and this is an awesome start. And I think I think my goal is to hopefully reach out to people who really need to hear this, and also parents of their kids, like kids that are having mental and physical disabilities, and how to turn them into their own agents of their own executive protection detail. Yes, I'm referencing Pat McNamara here. So even with a disability or with that I want people to become their own agents of their own protection detail, that they're able to not have to depend, but also be able to interdepend on people that they want to interdepend on. So building relationships with those independently to form a network that we can live in, which is what we're doing right now.
Absolutely.
Yes, it is.
And we're doing this on our own. You know, mommy and daddy aren't around to, you know,
No.
exactly. You made it.
So,
Andy, do you want to go?
Sure. So it's my goal to support and kind of run from a different angle. As I said, I don't have the diagnoses that you guys contend with on a daily basis. And Alex, you're totally right. Just because you have a diagnosis, that does not mean that's who you are. You are just a person that is dealing with it and learning to live with it and maneuver around it. So it's my goal to kind of give an outside academic perspective on what a neurotypical person might see when having interactions with people that are going through these things, and how to handle that as a uh, outside you know bystander.
That actually, the way you put that reminds me of another one of Callie's blogs was social ecosystems, and how different people have their own value structure and ecosystems in their social network, on things that they value, like say a paid video gamer or a person that works for a company. You know, everybody's got their own ecosystems. So yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Rather self-employed.
I look forward to that podcast.
Yes, I
Yeah,
look forward to that podcast as well. So, I think that's pretty much all we really needed to cover
One
today.
last thing.
Okay.
One last thing. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube. We will definitely be posting every link that we mentioned in the video down after this recording. So
More podcast recording, yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right, is that it? You want to sign us off, Kelly?
that's it.
All right.
All right,
And
guys.
yep, and
Keep
as
dreaming for a better self.
yep, keep dreaming for a better self. I like that outro. So, as always, keep dreaming for yourself. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.